Hello all, welcome back to On the Road with Vincent. I am Vincent, of course.
And I'm Midnite.
And we are actually going to take a little ride today to see some somewhat out of the ordinary places. They're not necessarily creepy in their own right, it's just they're a little out of place.
Yeah, these places looks like you cut them out of another location and plop them in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, not going to give away too much. We'll say more as we go along, but stick around for the ride, and I hope you enjoy this rather spooky edition of On the Road with Vincent. So our first location today is it's in the Red Brush community of Surry County, North Carolina. And what it is it looks like the remains of at one time amusement park. Now, I personally don't exactly know the history on this place. My wife actually remembers going here once when she was younger, and I do remember as I was younger it all looking a lot nicer, everything being, not really looking new, but it did look in much better repair. And since then it just kind of has gone to ruins, and it's very out of place for around here.
Is it something, I've never seen this before, is it something kind of similar to, you see pictures of the abandoned amusement park in Chernobyl?
I mean, not quite to that level, but I mean, we'll see here in just a second. It's for, everything around here is all really nice. Everything just, there's a lot of upscale houses through here.
Yeah, we just passed some massive houses.
So here it is on the right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it just looks like it's in someone's yard.
Yeah. And I mean, some of these rides date back. I mean, some of these rides are definitely from at least the 50s or 60s. So yeah, like I said, some of those rides are at least from the 50s or 60s, and I'm not sure how long they've actually been there.
They look not safe.
No, yeah. Most of them look rusted through. I don't know if the man ever intended to have it as a full-scale operation.
Yeah.
Like I said, my wife, she remembers going there when she was young, but she said she didn't really get on any of the moving rides. There was some swings out there or something. She remembers getting on those, and I know a couple people, I think my dad says he thought that he might have done it for his kids, bought these rides at auctions or something, tried to make something for his kids.
Yeah.
And over the years, it just kind of fell into disrepair. And
when they grew up, yeah.
Yeah, and now, insurance rates for something like that would be through the roof to have something running on your own if you're not a corporation.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, we're going to get back on the road here, though. And we'll see you at the next location. So our next location is right outside of the town of Dobson, still in Surry County. Pretty much everything today is going to be in Surry County, North Carolina. And this isn't really so much as out of place or creepy in the same sense as the other stuff we're going to see today, but I've always just thought of where this is and what it is. I mean, it just has a rather kind of a dark feel to it, and it is up here on our right past the NC dot here at the old Surry County Prison.
Yeah, still with the barbed wire on it.
Yes. Now, the crazy thing is, it looks still fairly well kept up. But and there's even a sign there that says, like, says no cell phones or something, whatever that says.
Yeah.
So yeah, it still looks fairly well kept up, and it doesn't look new by any means, but like you said, there's still the razor wire around the fence, and the sign actually looks...
Yeah, the sign looks brand new.
Yeah, I mean, and I know it's been there a while, but to what all my research has ever shown is that the prison actually closed down. In, I think, about 1957.
That long, that far back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. If you would have told me it closed down 5 years ago, I'd have believed you.
Well, I think after that it became used as a training center or something. I'm not really sure exactly what. There's not a whole lot of information of it out there. I guess I'm having false memories because I thought when I was younger, I thought the prison was still going. Because I do remember cars being out there, and it seems like I do remember seeing people like walking around out there, cops and everything, guards, whatever.
Now, do you know if it was a long-term holding facility, or
it was a prison camp? So actually, throughout all of, we're actually on Prison Camp Road, and that's what gives the road its name.
So I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Throughout all of North Carolina for years, there were these prison camps set up. When they would be doing, like now, they still have the convicts out on the road doing road work,
chain gang kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, they had these camps set up, so it would, I guess, if they were moving around the state doing road work, they could have a location set up to stay, and it'd just be. And there was a lot of these. Most of them are shut down now. I know there's one in Stokes County, not far from me. There's one in Yadkin County, very close to you.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't live in Yadkin County, but
there's pretty close
to you. But the best way to find these old prisons is, if you're in North Carolina, look for your local NCDOT station, where they have all the NCDOT trucks for the road work and everything. Typically, that is where the old prisons were located, right next to those, because they have all the equipment there.
State kept all their stuff together. Yeah.
All right. So we're back on the road, and gonna take a good little drive before we get to our next location.
See you then.
So our next location, this is a place we actually both know about. We've both been here before, and it is honestly the most out of place of everything here.
Yes, this place, it is one of those places that is too perfect. It's almost dystopian in the middle of the woods.
It will look like we've actually just went to another time period. It's not that anything is run down by any means.
It looks perfect.
Yes, it is. It all looks brand new from a different time.
Yeah. It's one of those places that looks so nice that it shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Now, we're in the community of Devotion. Now, how I actually found this place, I've mentioned our old guitarist and singer Claude, my old friend. I've mentioned him many times before. Me and him were riding around one night, and we used to play a game called Left or Right, where we would just drive till we came to a stop sign, and all right, left or right, we'd just pick and go whatever direction till we couldn't drive anymore. And we came out here, and now I've been out here more recently since then, and some stuff is not quite the same. There was once an old truss bridge. It's now been redone. There used to be actually an old teepee that sat out in the middle of a cornfield.
The teepee isn't there anymore?
Yeah, the teepee's not there anymore. It's gone. Unless the corn's just too high that you can't see it.
That's possibly it, because I went in the winter last time I was here.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty close to where I live, relatively. I came here the first time I really noticed it. I worked with a girl who had found out about it, and she became just really obsessed with it for a while, and done a lot of research about the place. As far as I can tell, there's nothing incredibly, I guess, devious about the place. But when you see it, it definitely gives you a very odd feeling. So it's definitely going to be an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, and it actually, when Claude and I came through here that night, it actually started bothering him. Mm-hmm. Like this whole area, like he wanted to get out of here.
Yeah,
he wanted to go. He said, "Let's go. Let's get out. I'm done with this."
You just feel like there's something wrong, but there's nothing you can really put your finger on.
And you do feel like you're always being watched through here.
Absolutely.
And like even right now, and I have been through here very recently, but every time I do come through here, I feel as though I am being watched.
Yeah, and there's nothing to really pin down why, but that's very true. Everybody I've ever been through here with has that same feeling.
Yeah, and I've said before in videos that my dad used to read meters for the electric company, and he said there were actually places out in this direction, out in this community, this area, they were not allowed to go to.
Yeah, I can believe that. They
said that, all right, these people, they're prorated every 6 months. If they go over, they pay us. If we charge them too much, we pay them back. You do not read these meters. If you go out there, you will be fired. Mm-hmm. And he said, I don't think this was ever my dad's route. He didn't come out this way, but they just all thought that kind of odd. Like, okay, what's the big deal out here?
I know a lot of people that live in this area. I can speak to just from being from this area. A lot of people are very standoffish and to themselves back in the woods up through here. It's just something that's kind of known, and on these back roads, a lot of the people around here do not like to be bothered.
So we're going to ride a little bit. Let's just see a little bit of the ride, and we'll be there soon. Now, as we enjoy this portion of the ride, I do want to take a second to tell you why I'm intentionally leaving out some of these road names on today's trip. Many of the places that we are visiting today are on private property, and I do want to respect that rather than let this place be overrun with strangers to the area. Now, if you would like to know the exact location of some of these places, I will gladly tell you in a private message. I just don't want to publicly announce it on here. But all that I ask is that you do please respect these people's privacy and their property. These people have worked very hard for what they own and should not have that dishonored by unwelcome guests. And if you do visit the area, be sure to have a full tank of gas when you do. This community is miles away from any gas station or store of any kind, and with the exception of a couple side roads, there really is only one way in and out. And as peaceful as it may be, this is definitely not an area you'd want to be stranded in. So sit back and enjoy the rest of this beautiful ride. Right. So what we are coming into now is known as Snow's Village. A place right out of time.
Yeah, and as you come in, I mean, you can see how everything just changes. The old gas pumps.
Yeah, there's a little general store here. They have a little chapel set up over here.
It's that, the little chapel that looks kind of too small to even go in.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's always that way, but the sign on the general store says closed.
Yeah, I've never seen it say open.
Yeah, I never have either, because everything out here looks like it was from another time period. Like I said, there used to be a teepee that sat out here in the cornfield.
It's almost like walking into a scaled down Old West town, almost.
Actually, I take it back. This was the truss bridge.
This was it, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember it being through here.
Yeah, I mean, and that's only been gone. I came through here last year, and it was still here.
Yeah. My last time here was probably 5 or 6 years ago.
That's probably the first time I ever came through here was about 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're going to venture into territory of this road that I've actually never been through. Because the road turns to dirt here, I've always just turned around. But this road actually comes out near Steven's house.
Yeah. So it should take us right into Thurmond.
The area is under surveillance.
Yes. What I said about people really keeping their privacy, I really mean. Yeah. So that's 2 surveillance signs we've seen so far. Hopefully we don't get stopped.
Well, I guess if anyone wants to ask any questions, I'm taking you home to Devotion, and
yeah.
I'm taking you home to Thurmond.
Yeah.
That's what we can just blame it on a GPS.
Yep.
Say GPS told us this.
Because they've been known to take people through some great areas. One of those things. Yeah, we got a guy on a 4-wheeler looking at us odd now.
Oh, here comes another one.
Oh, we got 2.
Hopefully they're not planning on cornering us.
I've been out here several times. I've been okay, but actually where the sign says no parking anytime, I have parked there before.
It's funny to see that sign there too, just
in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
No parking anytime. Yeah, they don't want you on this road. Yeah.
All right, so we're now back in Mount Airy. Been riding around a good little while today. I think last I checked, we drove a little over 80 miles today, and really just barely left Surry County. There was one more place I was going to film, but been a couple years since I've been there, and after that time I feel like the mystique of this place is kind of gone now, so I just pretty much scrapped that idea.
Yeah, we did get to see some pretty cool places today. We got to see a lot of beautiful country riding through the back roads. I think we both got to see some stuff today that we haven't got to see. You got to see the other parts of the road with Snow's Village. I got to see the abandoned amusement park. Overall, it's been a great day.
Yeah, and now we're about to smoke a couple cigars for film a smoking hour here. Mm-hmm. And this will probably be up before the smoking hour episode. But in this episode, we will be talking more about some dark, mysterious pasts, some local legends, personal paranormal encounters, and other spooky stuff of that nature. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we're keeping the theme going, so catch us on the smoking hour next.